guys? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA. I have a special guest for us, local fighter who's going to be on the main card of Bellator coming up in New York at the Turning Stone Casino and Resort. We got Blair Tugman joining us once again. What's going on, Blair?
How's it going, Eddie? Thanks for having me on, man.
I'm excited to have you back, man. I always love representing the East Coast family, whether in Connecticut, New York, but you actually trained 5 minutes from my house, so it's a pleasure having you on here again.
Definitely, man. I'd love to have you come down to the gym sometime and check me out training and meet some of the guys.
And of course, you train alongside another Bellator fighter, Andrew Calandrelli, but right now you're in a 3-fight win streak. Bellator has matched you up against AJ McKee, who's undefeated. He's a young guy. I mean, were you looking for this matchup? Did they bring it to you, or how did this all go down?
He's my manager came to me and said Bellator was interested in matching me with somebody for the Verona, New York card for 182, and they had given me a different name, and I said, sure, let's do it. And then my manager, Gerald Grube, got back to me and said, hey, how do you like fighting AJ McKee? And I was like, are you kidding me? Absolutely, let's do it. So here we are.
So as soon as he brought that name up, what went through your head? I mean, what do you really know about AJ?
He's a young kid. He's extremely athletic. I think he's 22. He's a very athletic kid. He's a dynamic striker. All 8 of his fights that he's won, he's 8-0. All 8 have been through Bellator's organization. And his last opponent, he finished with a head kick. So he's a good striker, a tough kid. I know he's in title contention here. They're trying to build him up, and I'm looking to put a halt to that.
So you're actually 5-2 in the Bellator, under the Bellator name. So, of course they're trying to build him up as well, but you're right here on the main card. How do you see this fight going down? I mean, what aspects of your game is, you think is a little better than his?
I'm always definitely most confident in my wrestling and my grappling. But I know AJ has a great wrestling background himself, his father being a phenomenal wrestler, an MMA fighter himself. So I believe he wrestled in college a little bit out in California. So, I think my strength is wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but you got to be prepared for everything. And I've been having the best training camp I've ever had. And I'm extremely excited to get in there and see how I do against one of the best kids in the world.
Well, you looked absolutely amazing against Tom English in your last fight. You won via rear naked choke in the 3rd round. Well, what did you take out of that fight? Anything that you learned? Anything special about that? Was there anything about his game that surprised you? I mean, how was that? Because that was a great finish on your part.
Yeah, I just wish I would have done it earlier. Not 5 seconds left. But Tom's a tough guy. He's fought really tough guys. He's fought some UFC vets that have not even finished him. So me being able to finish him, gives me confidence and really excites me for this next fight with AJ. So that's where I see it. I know Tom's a tough guy, but I got to finish. That's all I care about.
Well, some of our listeners that are tuning into this might not know that you've trained alongside some of the elite in the UFC, like Cody Nolov, Uriah Faber, a whole bunch of guys. So, what's this training camp been like? Who have you been training with for, this time around?
Yeah, I've been very lucky. I have Andrew Calandrelli and all my teammates there at Ultimate MMA that push me day in and day out, phenomenal partners. But I always try and get out and make myself a little bit uncomfortable during my training camp. So going out to train with Dillashaw and Garbrandt and Faber and those guys at Alpha Male is something that I've done in the past. For this camp, I'm traveling back down to my home state, New Jersey, on the weekends to train at Nick Catone MMA with Frank Yeager. Yeah, Frank Yeager and those guys. So it's really nice to be able to go home and stay with my family and train with some guys that I knew growing up through wrestling. I know Frankie and I know Catone and Sean Santella. They've got a bunch of guys down there that are unbelievable that I get to train with. So every weekend I'm down there scrapping with those guys a little bit. And then obviously throughout the week, I'm up here training with my team. On Wednesdays, I go to Marcelo Garcia's in New York to get the best grappling instruction and partners I can possibly find. So I'm doing everything in my power to put a stop to this hype train, AJ McKee.
So you are in one of the most exciting divisions, one of my favorite divisions, and Bellator has been signing some big names. Is there anyone out there that I don't want to rub you the wrong way, but I gotta ask this: is there anyone that catches your eye once you get past AJ?
Yeah, there is actually. Once I get past AJ, I want Gallagher. I know those two got beef, so once I finish off AJ, I'm coming for Gallagher next.
What is it about Gallagher that makes you that makes you want him after AJ?
Because he's one of the best. I want to fight the best. I want to be the best. So after I get past him, I'd love to fight another young contender in Gallagher, and then hopefully after that, maybe get my shot at a Pitbull fight.
That would be awesome, man. So for everybody tuning in, what can they expect when they watch you, on this main card? That's a pretty big thing, especially you're fighting here in the backyard in New York. Amazing card that they've put together. Bellator's been on the top. I'm sure there's going to be a couple million people tuning in. So, what can everybody expect when they watch your fight?
It's going to be phenomenal. I mean, AJ, like I said, I give this kid a lot of credit. He's a phenomenal athlete, and he's a KO artist, and he finishes guys. So I'm gritty. I'm a grinder. They're going to see a battle. AJ and me are just going to, both of us, move forward, and we'll see who comes out on top, I guess. But it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war.
So one of my last questions to you, Blair, and I have to ask it, like I've been saying, Bellator, and I called it at the beginning of the year, Bellator has had such an amazing 2016. Now here in 2017, they're really making a big name for themselves, really getting themselves out there. They just had a huge pay-per-view card. Would you be interested in getting on? They said they're going to have possibly 2 more pay-per-views this year. Would you be interested in something like that?
Oh, man, absolutely. Who wouldn't? I mean, I'm in this sport to fight the biggest names and fight on the biggest stages. So to have an opportunity to fight on something like that would be phenomenal. I'm actually disappointed. I know in October they got Musasi fighting right down the road at Mohegan Sun. So that's a pretty sweet card that I don't think I'm going to be on. But they're doing a phenomenal job there at Bellator and bringing in all these top talent and top guys. And it's just a phenomenal organization. I'm very lucky and privileged to be a part of it.
Well, Blair, I thank you so much for joining me here today. We're so excited for this fight. We wish you the best of skill. Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with before we let you go here?
Yeah, I want to thank all my friends, my family, my training partners, my coach, Andrew Calandrelli. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I want to dedicate this fight to my man, Raymond McCarthy Jr. He's battling brain cancer down there in New Jersey, and he's way tougher than I ever will be. For a kid to fight something like that day in and day out, fighting for his life. I'm in there just fighting for fun and sport. This kid's fighting for his life. So, Little Ray, if you're watching, man, once I get done with AJ, that one's for you, buddy.
Blair, it wouldn't be right if I didn't ask this one last question. DC versus John Bones is coming up. I have to ask all the fighters who they're picking in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, my heart tells me DC, but John Jones is just a different breed, man. He's an animal. This guy, every time he gets out there, he's something new and amazing. So I would like to see DC win, but I know it's going to be a battle. I'm going DC. I'm going DC.
Thank you so much, Blair, and best of skill come August 25th against AJ McKee. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks, Eddie. Thanks for having me, man.